if you're considering using a pen name, how do you make sure nobody else is using that name as an author? You will, of course, want to make sure that you are not doing anything that's kind of illegal. You do not want to have the same name as somebody else because it really confuses the book buying platforms. If you have the same name as somebody else, even if it's your legal name, it is going to attach the wrong books to you, and your books might get attached to the wrong person, and it is incredibly difficult to get the buying platforms to change those things and remove books or add books or connect them properly. So just don't do that. You want to make sure, of course, you are using your pen name legally. So we've actually had a lawyer on the show before. He breaks down how to legally use your pen name. We will link that in the legal playlist for you down in the description. So make sure you watch that. Very important. But after that point, once you have decided on a pen name that you want to be using, now you have to do your research. And the first thing I want you to do is go to Amazon and Barnes & Noble and iBook and Kobo and all of those places, because you need to make sure nobody else is using that. Again, if somebody has the same name as you, it's going to be a problem. So you're going to need to change your name just a little bit if somebody already has that name in use. Add your middle initial. Do your first and middle initial in your last name. Change the last name. Change what your name is in terms of, like, if you have a longer name like Catherine and then you're going to use Katie or Kate or whatever, you can do that, but make sure you've changed it slightly, just enough that if somebody is typing in your name, they're going to find you and only you and not other people and then maybe eventually you. So you want to go to Amazon and Barnes & Noble and all the book buying platforms and type in the name. We know that not all authors use all platforms, so just make sure for at least the main ones that no one has used that. If you do not find that that name is in use, now we need to do a little bit more research. Go on the internet. You're going to Google that name. What comes up when you Google that name? Is someone in some other industry using that name? Is it like a widespread name? Somebody goes to Google you and type things in. Are they going to find somebody else who's in an entirely different area, but is really, really, really well known? Maybe change it just a little bit. Maybe tweak it just a little bit. If the website is not available, go to GoDaddy or whatever domain buying platform you use. Type in the name. Just thatname.com. So my author name is KM Robinson. I would go and type in KM Robinson. And if the .com is available, great. I'm going to grab that. If it's not available, I would consider using something else, because you want people to be able to find you. You want to be able to help your SEO here. Yes, you are book specific and you can stay in your book specific realm. If no other author is using it, fine. Go for it, even if somebody else is. But it's actually going to work to your benefit to have something that nobody else is using, because you want to build up that authority online. You want people to easily be able to find you, not just on a book buying platform, but on social media too, which brings us to our next step. If you can get the website, if you're not on Amazon as another author, and you can get the social media handles, you are probably starting to be good to go. I would feel comfortable using that name at that point. You want to make sure people can easily find you. So if you have a name that's very common, which I do, I have a very popular name, as it turns out, which is why I use my initials. I could type in my first and last name, but I'd find all sorts of other people who are already using that name in different areas. And you know what? If you're just typing in the name, you're just going to find the first one that's the most popular. So I started my career as a photographer. I went into publishing later on and social media education later on. But if you typed in my first and last name, you might find somebody else. She is also a photographer. At least that's what it was back in the day. You might find more popular people. But if you type in KM Robinson, I have no competition. There's nobody else trying to be me. Well, there are, but there's nobody that's significantly up there like I am. So you're always going to find me first if you start to type in my name. If you go to social media and you type KMR, it's me. All of my different platforms, they all show up there because I'm the most popular. You are looking for a way to show up before anybody else. So if your name is Amy Jones and you start to type in Amy Jones on social media and you find a fitness instructor, or you find a candle maker, or you find a teacher, and those people are more popular than you, and people start to type those things into their computer on Google, they're searching for your website, or they're on social media looking for things, and they find that other person, you don't want to be buried under that person's success. You do not want them to outshine you when people are looking things up. So do something that's going to be a little more unique, something that's going to be easily found in the crowd, whether it is the book world or the outside world. You want to make sure that you are easily popping up on social media. It's really important to be seen. Even if you're not super popular, even if you're brand new, you want to make sure you are taking care of the name competition. You do not want other people's success going on top of yours and kind of pushing yours down. Not to be mean, not to be malicious, not intentionally, but if they're more successful than you, they're more known than you at this point, it's gonna bury you. And you don't want that. So pay attention to these things. Go and look at the book buying platforms. If they don't have an author with that name, great. Now go and look for the website. If you can get the website, fantastic. If you can go to the social media platforms and get some version of the social platforms. So if you start to type in your name and it's just the first couple of letters and nothing too major that's close to you pops up, you're probably good to go. You can do some variation of that. You might not get your exact name. You might get, your name Books or your name Author or something like that. That's fine. As long as when you start to type those things in, you're not getting somebody who's super popular with that name in some other field. And then you want to make sure you're getting the website, you're purchasing the website, and you're grabbing the social media handles. I actually recommend that you grab the social media handles first, then grab the website, because websites are less likely to be grabbed than the social platforms. So on any of the major social platforms, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and then the rest, you want to make sure that you have all of those and you have it consistent across the board. So the same name on every single one of those platforms, grab all of them. You can use them later as long as you have them securely tucked away in your pocket, you're good to go. And then grab the website. And then from there, you can move forward with what you were doing in your pen name status. Again, make sure you check out the episode with our lawyer where he breaks down the legal side of using a pen name, how you have to deal with your paperwork, because all the buying platforms and all the legal stuff also require your name on it. We've got lots of information on that, so make sure you check it out. And if you have questions on how to navigate the world of using a pen name, of figuring out your pen name, of using your legal name with your pen name, and all of those things, now's the time to drop the questions. We are helping you every single day navigate the world of your publishing, from your writing to your publishing to your marketing, to make this your most profitable year ever, because your business is working on your behalf while you're off living your best life and living out your author dreams. We'll see you in the upcoming episodes.